Aloha, and once again, welcome to the 2023 Hawaii Parkinson Association Symposium. My name is Ben Gutierrez. I'm from Hawaii News Now, and it is my pleasure to welcome all of you here on behalf of the Parkinson Association. We've got a lot of actually fun things that we have planned for today. We usually have been talking about maybe some heavier subjects, but there are many people who are living with Parkinson in the state of Hawaii. One thing that we need to note, of course, is today is April 1st. And not only is it April Fool's Day, but I kid you not when I tell you that April is Parkinson's Awareness Month in Hawaii. With the symposium, this is the chance to bring 250 plus, and we've got even some people who are online who have joined us as well. Thank you for joining us. And about, I think, 37, maybe close to 40 people are joining us virtually online and being able to join us here that way. This is, of course, bringing together all of us friends as well as medical professionals. And we also have vendors, family members, and even those who are living with Parkinson's. And we have the emphasis this year on living every day with Parkinson's, and we're going to hopefully be able to share with you and highlight best practices and lessons learned in fun ways so that you can increase your daily quality of life. We'll also throughout the day be having more demonstrations, and I'll also be talking with some of the vendors, and I'm very pleased to see that so many of you have been talking with the vendors as well. The thing that we also have here is, of course, the person who is largely responsible for today and getting everybody together, and that is the volunteer president of the Hawaii Parkinson Association, and he has been doing this since April of 2017. Jerry Boster is an early onset Parkinson's patient who was diagnosed 10 years ago, and Jerry works to assist other Hawaii Parkinson patients live the best life possible, educate anybody who will listen, and assist in Parkinson research where possible. He's also a member of the Unified Parkinson Advocacy Panel, ambassador for the Parkinson Foundation's Aware in Care program, an ambassador for the Davis Phinney Foundation, and an advocate for the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, New Parkinson's Policy Network. He does have a day job. He is a resource and requirement analyst for the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command here in Hawaii. In 2013, 10 years ago, Jerry retired as a commander in the U.S. Navy following a 29-year career as a surface warfare officer. He started his career by earning a Bachelor's of Science in Mathematics from the U.S. Naval Academy and later earned a diploma in National Security Studies from the U.S. Naval War College. He's also a member of the Honolulu Japanese Chamber of Commerce. He's married to Janice Lenz of Athens, Alabama. In their spare time, they support numerous charities and are University of Hawaii athletics boosters as members of the Nakoa Football Booster Club and Ahahui Koa Anui Nui UH Sports Booster Club, and attend numerous sporting events. And without further introduction, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the volunteer president of the Hawaii Parkinson Association, Mr. Jerry Boster.
Thanks much, Ben, and thanks so much for everybody being here. This is just a tremendous turnout this year. After it's been getting better every event. Last year when we did this, we had 96 in person and 86 online. This year we're on track to have about 175 people in person, another 40 people online, and it's just a tremendous crowd. And I'm really gratified that everybody's able to make it out. The last couple of years, our topics have been very pertinent, but very challenging. Challenging for me personally as the leader of the organization and the one who's kind of crafted what we were doing. And so this year, I said, we got to lighten things up because we can't always be serious, because in our daily life, we're that way. I mean, we laugh, we have a good time at the same time. As a Parkinson patient, we do cry. We cry more than we used to. So you got to have that balance in life. And so I decided to do something different this year and looked around and decided to show, we're always trying to give people best practices, give them tips and lessons learned so that your life is better every day. And so we picked some areas that we thought people would enjoy hearing about and learning some more. We're going to start out with a cooking demo here as soon as we're done with the opening remarks. And I'll be actually doing the chopping piece myself, because and we'll talk more about it, but I still have, after 10 years, I still have all my fingers, so I must be doing something right. But we have some gardening, we have jigsaw puzzle up there, we've got our choir in here with our speech therapist working. We've got travel, Pat Bemis, our vice president, who loves to travel. She's got some really neat stuff to share with you. And it's all about making your life better every day in the things you're going to do. And when I look at the Parkinson Association and what we've done and where we're going, I see it as a very exciting time. You might think because we have Parkinson's, it shouldn't be exciting, but it can be in some respects, because we're doing a lot of things in Hawaii that they're not doing elsewhere. I've been told by some of my networks that we have one of the most active communities in the nation, and that's a tribute to everybody that's working here. And some of the things that's going on is, in the height of the pandemic, we opened our resource center. And it's more than just a bookstore where you can come and get information. It's a place that it's evolved to where people can go and have peer-to-peer relationships, mentorships, talk to people that have been there, done that already. And it's really become a really great place. If you haven't been there, it's just in the next building over. We're open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 3. But if that time doesn't work for you, let me know and we'll schedule an appointment, and I'll come in and open the place up, because I want you to have access to the resources. Other things, Queens has done some major work for the Parkinson community. They stood up a Parkinson Movement and Disorder Center in 2020, and in 2022, if you hadn't heard, it was certified by the Parkinson Foundation Center of Excellence as a comprehensive care center, one of 6 such centers in the United States. This is exciting because it's a place that they have comprehensive care, they're going palliative care, all aspects, and they're recognized for their excellence. And when you have a place like this, not only do patients want to go there, but people want to go there to come there and work, because they want to work where they're having excellence. And along that line, everybody knows that some of our movement disorder specialists are retiring. They deserve after a long, hard career. But I was able to go to the state and get a grant, and I signed the contract on it last week, for $285,000 to stand up a movement disorder specialist fellowship at Queens. So we're going to start making our own movement disorder specialists here in Hawaii. Couldn't get them from anywhere else, so we're going to make them ourselves. And I've got a grant in for another $300,000 for next year. Just really exciting stuff. The last area is in drug trials, or in trials and studies. We have Hawaii Pacific Neuroscience, folks right here. We have Queens that's starting to work in this direction. We have Pacific Health Research and Education Institute, Dr. Ross, I saw he's out here, Dr. Petrovich. They're doing stuff there. But I'll say from a personal perspective, the Buntantet, I can't get it right, you can talk to Eric and get the right name, is a trial that is a disease-modifying trial, and I started it a week and a half ago. And what they're doing is I'm taking a drug that protects the neurons and the cells from the alpha-synuclein toxic protein that is killing off my dopamine-producing cells. If this trial pans out, for the first time, it's going to slow down Parkinson's. And not only is it going to slow down Parkinson's, it's looking like it might even have a chance at slowing down Alzheimer's, because it's a dual trial. I would encourage you to talk to the guys at Hawaii Pacific Neuroscience about this. 3 of us have already been accepted. There's 3 more that have appointments. I asked them if there's a max number, and they said not yet. So there's still time to get in on this. It's a really great thing to take a look at. And if you don't want something quite as intrusive, let's see, Peter Washington, you over there? Over here is Peter Washington. He's a PhD from the University of Hawaii Computer Science Department. He is mentoring a high school student in San Jose who's created a program through the use of computer mouse and keyboard. They're going after early detection of Parkinson's. And the earlier you can detect Parkinson's, the faster you can get into treatment, the better your life is going to be. High school student wrote this program. This bodes well for our future in research. I would encourage you today, it's only about a 5-minute computer program, stop over and see Peter. And I've already done it, it's easy. Sit down, it doesn't require a name or anything. You just put in if you have Parkinson's or not, and your age, and you take the little experiment. That helps our future of our research community, and it's really fun stuff. We're doing some partnership with some other folks as well, but it's all about making everyday life better for those of us who have Parkinson's here in Hawaii. So just a lot of really great stuff going on. And as always, if you have more suggestions, please let me know, because I'm always open to suggestions to do more things. I don't want to go on all day, so I'm going to turn to a couple other points of business. First, I'd like to introduce the rest of our board members that we have here. Pat, don't go anywhere. Come up here, please. This is Pat Bemis, Vice President of the Hawaii Parkinson Association. I think many of you have talked to Pat at the Resource Center. She's also a manager of the Resource Center. Then Randy Tsushima, where you at? Randy. And Lisa Kubota, name that most folks probably recognize. Lisa's in the kitchen. We'll get them both up here. They're both board members, and they help us out in a variety of different methods, because we have a pretty diverse board. Unfortunately, our board members from the neighbor islands, which 2 on Maui and 2 on the Big Island, weren't able to make it over for this event, but they're doing good work over there as we try to expand our efforts out to our neighbor islands and make it more than just about Oahu and Honolulu. But we're even working locally to try to expand the reach out into West Oahu, where there's definitely a need for it. There's some research going on to identify where the clusters of Parkinson's are in Hawaii, so we can target those areas with more resources. Oh, Randy. This is Randy Tsushima, folks. I saw Ben dragging Lisa out here. Come on up, Lisa. Obviously, Lisa does a lot of my media advising. So one thing that's kind of unique about our board you don't see very often is everybody on the board is a volunteer. Nobody takes a dime for their work in compensation. We sometimes do reimbursement, but everybody up here, 2 of the 3 have full-time day jobs, and the third one has about 3 full-time day jobs between Parkinson's and other things. And so everybody is doing this of their own because they want to do good for the community. So it's just fantastic, and thank you very much for your service. Then the last thing I've got is we try to pick somebody who helps out the organization in one way or another throughout the year. And this year I'm going to surprise the heck out of her. Kawi Singh. Kawi, she doesn't know this is coming, but Kawi is the manager of the senior center here at St. Francis. And we work very closely because we do have our Honolulu support group that meets here. We have our choir that meets here. We do special events like this. We do training. We do a lot of different things at this location, and we're able to do so much of it because of Cowie. If Cowie's around, that's what happens when you try to surprise somebody. Anyways, you'll see Cowie running around. If you do, please stop and say hello if you know Cowie, and tell her we do appreciate everything she's done for your organization. With that, I think I'm probably over time because I do have the gift of gab. So we're gonna, for the next hour or so, we're going to let people kind of wander around. You can stay here and watch me and my wife. We're going to put on, not so much cooking, but we're going to put on a chopping and salad making demonstration with a couple salads that highlight the my knife skills, as well as the way we interact in the kitchen. And the whole goal when we pick these items, besides having fun, is to show that you can still, even though you have Parkinson's, you can still do this stuff, and you can still live a pretty normal life, but you may need to change some of your techniques. And so that's really what it's about, because we want everybody to live about as close to normal life as you possibly can, even with Parkinson's and that as it progresses. So like I said earlier, Pat Downer's over here, he's doing some gardening. Looks like Kai's over here sitting up where the jigsaw puzzles are. If you go through, not the open door, but the next set of double doors, that's where the travel is, and Pat Bemis will be there. And she's traveled quite a bit, and she's got some really good tips. And then in the back is going to be the music area, where we have Terry Kennedy from Speech and Swallowing, Nina Guerrero from Sounding Joy Music Therapy, as well as Sherry Higashihara, our director of our Tremble Tones Ohana, our choir. And so they've kind of set it up so that you get the vocal cords, treat them right, and then you get to sing at the end is kind of the payoff. And then back in the exercise room is Kei Kitazumi. Some of you may remember Kei. She was a former board member and vice president of the association when I first came on. Her and her daughter, Kaylin, who was one of our volunteers at our resource center, are sitting back, got the exercise program going back there. So with that, I'd invite you to stay or visit one of the other demonstration areas. Or if you don't even want those, we've got plenty of vendors who'd love to talk to you about their products and what they're trying to do.